Joseph, dressed in simple linen, works diligently, his eyes lowered in respect. The sound of footsteps echoes as Potiphar's wife, draped in fine silks, enters the room, her gaze lingering on Joseph.
Joseph, come here. I have a task for you,
She calls, her voice both commanding and alluring. Joseph nods, carefully approaching. The sunlight streaming in catches the worried crease on his brow as he senses the danger in her tone. Potiphar's wife corners Joseph near the doorway.
Lie with me, Joseph.
She whispers, her hand reaching for his robe.
How could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God and your husband?
Joseph replies, stepping back, his face pale, but resolute. In the struggle, Potiphar's wife clutches his robe, but Joseph flees, leaving the garment in her grasp. The silk falls to the floor, a silent witness to his innocence and her brewing vengeance. Potiphar's wife wails, clutching Joseph's robe dramatically.
See, he tried to dishonor me.
She cries, her voice echoing through the halls. Potiphar, tall and stern, storms in, his face shadowed by anger and disbelief.
Joseph, how could you betray my trust?
Joseph stands silent, the flickering torchlight casting long shadows over his face, knowing words will not save him. Guards seize him and lead him through the dark corridors, past whispering servants, into the depths of the prison. Joseph sits against the wall, his hands clasped in prayer, while nearby prisoners groan in their sleep. Days pass, but Joseph's kindness and wisdom soon win favor with the warden, who entrusts him with responsibilities. The cupbearer and the baker, both recently imprisoned, approach Joseph with troubled faces. The cupbearer and the baker recount their troubling dreams, voices low and anxious.
In my dream, I saw a vine with 3 branches and ripe grapes pressed into Pharaoh's cup,
says the cupbearer, hope flickering in his eyes.
And I had 3 baskets of bread on my head, but birds ate from them,
murmurs the baker, fear creasing his brow.
God alone gives interpretations. To you, cupbearer, you will be restored in 3 days, but you, baker, will face judgment,
Joseph says gently, the light bathing his face in a golden halo. Pharaoh, regal and inscrutable, sits upon his throne. The cupbearer, now free, remembers Joseph and speaks to Pharaoh, who summons Joseph from prison. Joseph, freshly shaven and robed in white, stands humbly before the throne.
I have heard you can interpret dreams,
says Pharaoh, studying Joseph intently.
It is not I, but God who will give Pharaoh the answer he seeks,
Joseph answers, his eyes shining with faith. Joseph listens as Pharaoh describes his dreams of 7 fat cows and 7 withered ones, and 7 full ears of grain, devoured by thin ones. The court holds its breath as Joseph reveals their meaning. 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of famine. Joseph, robed in fine linen and bearing Pharaoh's signet ring, is paraded through the city. Pharaoh stands beside Joseph, his arm outstretched in approval.
See, none is so discerning and wise as Joseph. He shall rule over all the land of Egypt.
The people cheer as Joseph, once a slave and prisoner, rises to greatness, his faith and wisdom shining brighter than the gilded halls around him.